watch the show, bitch. Watch the documentary. I think you'll love it. Even though I wish they had this shit when I was alive, but they want to give that shit to me when I was alive. They want to give it to that motherfucker Prince. But I'm the real motherfucker that did the damn thing. Not Prince and pretty ass Michael Jackson. Fuck them niggas. I'm Rick James. No. I can't start this video without saying the line, I'm Rick James, bitch. Enjoy yourself. Rick James is easily top 10 favorite musical artists of all time. I love his music. As a matter of fact, if you put a versus between Rick James and Prince, even though Prince is universally loved and I fuck with Prince, but song for song, man, come on. I gotta go with Rick. That's just me. You say, Rashad, you crazy. Rick James over Prince? Yes. All right. You and I. Ghetto Life. Ebony Eyes. My personal favorite Rick James song, Fire and Desire. Mary Jane. Come on, man. Rick James is that dude. And Showtime is giving him his flowers, unfortunately, when he's not here. But, you know, it's okay because this is a love letter to the fans as well as to the generation that really doesn't know about Rick James. They can watch this shit. This Showtime documentary called Bitchin. Perfect title for a Rick James documentary. This is a must watch. I love this documentary, and the only thing I can say is that I wish it were longer. I could have watched a 4-hour documentary on this man. Like, this shit was so... It's as entertaining as Rick was. Okay, Rick was a character. Rick is just, you know, he's that special character that comes along once in a lifetime. Like, God had a sense of humor when he put Rick James together. Real name, James, was it James Johnson? I think his name was. And people are wondering, well, how do you get the name Rick James? Well, I'll leave that for the documentary, okay? I'm known to spoil documentaries. I don't want to spoil anything about this documentary. I just want you to watch it. But yes, it goes into his life, his humble beginnings in Buffalo, New York, and his come up in the music game, the shoot up to stardom, and then, of course, the decline, which, you know, is kind of a cliche story with a lot of big-time musical artists, how they get to the top of their game, and they have all the money and the fame and everything in the world, and then they fuck it up, man. And Rick was no exception. This is not a spoiler. It's real life. Rick James did fuck his life up with drugs and cocaine. He did a lot of cocaine. A lot of cocaine. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying? And also his resurrection, because even though Rick went on the decline, but he was resurrected in 2004 when Dave Chappelle dropped the Chappelle Show and the Rick James skit. So shout out to Charlie Murphy, also rest in peace. Charlie Murphy for telling that story at lunchtime about how he had to whoop Rick James' ass. And I wish I could have been a fly on the wall listening to that story, because Chappelle said they was all eating lunch, and then and then somebody brought up Rick James, and then Charlie came out and was like, oh yeah, I remember I had to whoop that motherfucker's ass one time. And everybody was like, what? And like Charlie said it all nonchalant, like, yeah, I had to whoop that nigga's ass a couple times. And that's how we got the Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Stories. So yeah, y'all, this was a very detailed, intimate look into his life, and many people that he knew was interviewed, including his daughter and his son, people that was in his band, other people that worked with him. So I thought this was, you know, because a documentary about Rick James could be also a hit piece, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a hit piece. It wasn't made to make him look bad at all. It was just made to show his life and the people that cared about him and loved him, and to show his other side besides I'm Rick James, bitch, because... You know, around 2004, that generation, that's all they know about Rick is, you know, I'm Rick James, bitch. But this guy was a fucking rock star. He was a superstar. Coming up, you know, I remember Rick, you know, even though I was real small, but I remember hearing songs like Give It To Me, Baby, and Super Freak and all that. And I remember my mom having the album, and I just remember seeing this guy with the tight leather suit on, with the fucking braids and shit with the guitar. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, you know? And, yeah, so his music kind of shaped my childhood, you know? And the thing I love about Rick, what they put in this documentary, is that, you know, he was a free spirit, man. Rick didn't give a fuck. He lived life by his own rules. He played by his own rules, and a lot of times it kind of got him in trouble, but Rick just didn't give a fuck, man. He had the balls to do something, and he did it. He accomplished it. And unfortunately, drugs got in the way of that, man. But, dude, he's the American dream, you know, to come from where he came from in Buffalo and to make something of himself, you know what I'm saying? I can't even talk. Statistically, where he's from, he wasn't supposed to make it, and he did. And he became one of the biggest stars in the world You know what I mean? So, yeah, without rambling on and on and on, I recommend this documentary. It's called Bitchin. It's on Showtime. Watch it. Okay, if you're a Rick James fan, I think you will love it. Okay, this is the godfather of punk funk. Okay, put some respect on his name. This shit is funky as hell. Watch this documentary, man. I think you will love it. Anybody that loves the funk, loves the music, loves Rick James, watch the show, bitch. Watch the documentary. I think you'll love it. Even though I wish they had this shit when I was alive, but they want to give that shit to me when I was alive. They want to give it to that motherfucker Prince. But I'm the real motherfucker that did the damn thing. Not Prince and pretty ass Michael Jackson. Fuck them niggas. I'm Rick James. Nah. Anyways, y'all, so wrapping it up, I'm gonna give an A to this shit. Like I said, my only complaint is that I wish it was longer, and I wish we could have got more crazy story. Trust me, there's some crazy stories in here about Rick, but it just made me want to hear more, because I know there's like a whole novel of crazy ass Rick James stories. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would make a book about the craziest Rick James stories, the craziest DMX stories, and the craziest Haku stories. Haku, he's a wrestler. You know, those three individuals have the craziest fucking stories, and I wish we get a whole book about them, because their stories are just fucking unbelievable, okay? And I wish I could share some of them with you, but this is a spoiler-free review, so watch the documentary. So with that being said, an A is what I give the Rick James documentary, Bitchin'. Check it out. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? Comment freely below. Let me know what you thought about it. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.